Right, so in this video, we're going to be going over Campaign Manager, LinkedIn Campaign Manager, which is the first step to really getting a deep understanding of how LinkedIn ads work and how to run your own ads. But it's a bit confusing when you first get into Campaign Manager. It gets quite confusing. There's a lot to kind of try to get your head around. But once you do, it's not that hard. So this video, which we're going to jump into in a minute, is from my larger course, which I run. And if you want to get really, really good at targeting, I have a free 10-part video course where we go really, really deep into targeting, and you're going to become an absolute pro at targeting really well beyond just job title, which is not always the best way. And it's better to also diversify how you target. So you can just click in the link below and sign up for totally free to the LinkedIn targeting course. So let's get deeper into Campaign Manager.
All right, if you haven't done this already, so let's set up an account from scratch. I've got this new LinkedIn account that I've just set up, so I've got absolutely nothing here. And what you do is you go up to work, advertise, and you set up an account. So Phil's ad account. So yeah, call it whatever you would like to call it. So let's call it Phil's ad account, fine. Make sure you get the right currency because I don't think you can change this later. So I'm going to have pounds. Associate LinkedIn page. So let's see if I can get, this is a new one. So yeah, I'm going to associate that one. So create account. Here we go, we have an account. So once we're logged into Campaign Manager, we have this interface over here. So the way it's set up is that you have different hierarchies here. So you've got the account level, campaign group level, campaigns, and ads. So yeah, this is all hierarchical. So within ad account, there are campaign groups. Within campaign groups, there are campaigns. And within campaigns, there are ads. So that's how it works. And the ad account, you can have, I think, up to 25 ad accounts. And within the ad accounts, you can have well, it depends on the campaign group. So the default campaign group, which comes into your account, you can have up to 1,000 campaigns, but I wouldn't use that because you can't change the name. You don't get as much flexibility and freedom with it. So what you should do right from the start is create campaign group, which is here, and name it what name it, for example, I'll name it regularly. If I go to someone else's account, I'll name it Superlumen. So it's just clear that everything I do within that account is what we did. But you can name it whatever you like. You can name your name, whatever works for you. So let's name it, Superlumen, and Superlumen is good. So active and the date is there. So you just save it. It's really simple. There you go. So now we have another campaign group. So I'd work everything in this campaign group. So the campaign groups you can create up to 200 campaigns within a campaign group. And this is really useful to have campaign groups. I think you can have unlimited campaign groups, but basically campaign groups are really useful because everything inside a campaign group, you can from this level pause or make it active from the campaign group level. So if you have, say, 50 campaigns in a campaign group, you can just pause them all at this level, which is really useful. So that's great. So if we click into that, we get into the campaign level, which you can see here. And the campaign level is where the majority of, like, for example, the campaign level is the objectives, the targeting, and all this kind of, the bid and budgeting, all that is at the campaign level. And then finally, you have the ad level. So on the ad level, here we'll be able to see where say you have two different ads, two ad creatives, and you're testing it, you're going to see that here. And that's going to go under one campaign. So you have one campaign, which you're going to have the same bidding, the same target audience, the same objective. The objective you can't change once you've set it. But once you have all the same, so you click into that one campaign, and within that one campaign, you can have, say, two ads. And those two ads are, for example, you might be testing two different ad copies. So you're going to have two different ads with two different ad copy, and you're going to see which one performs better. Or two different creatives, for example, which you should be testing the creatives and ad copy. So you'll have different ads within the same campaign, and you'll be testing the creative and the copy just to check out to see exactly how it performs and if you can increase your performance. If you want to create a campaign, that's here, and that'll take you to create the campaign. So if you click Create Campaign, it takes you here. And this, we go over all this in the course. This is coming up for you. So it's saying select campaign groups. So if you have numerous campaign groups, you can use a different group or create a new group even from this stage. And here you click next, and then we go into the campaign manager. We go actually into creating the ads themselves. So let's go back here. So that's that's all that bit. So if you want to create an account, you can do it here, or you can create campaign here. But if you're in the campaign groups, then you don't have the option to create campaign group. But if you go into the campaign, you can create a campaign. So it's the same thing here. Create campaign will lead you to the same area here, which is to create the ads or create campaign. Here we have a performance chart and demographics. So a performance chart it'll give you loads of really interesting data based on your ads, and you can see the average click-through rate, impressions, all this really rich data, average frequency, performance. You can change that to demographics, and this one is amazing because this is where you can see where your insight tag. So you need to install your insight tag, and there's a class coming up on that. But install your insight tag as soon as possible, and then your insight tag, and this is totally free. You don't have to be an advertiser to do this. Once you install your insight tag and you come here, you can actually get all this really rich data which with say the Facebook Pixel or Google's version, you just don't get this kind of data. What it'll actually do, it'll refer back to its database or refer back to LinkedIn, and the people who go on your website, it's going to be able to segment them into these different functions. So like job function, job title, company. So it's literally going to say, okay, there's a lot of people with the job title of founder is coming to your website, or the job function of marketing, or there's a lot of people from software coming to your website. This is so cool. Or there's a lot of people from like large enterprises of 1,000+ employees, or their location is demographic information, which is pretty standard. Of other ones, but it's job seniority. This is so cool. I really like this. So website demographics. So you can get, this is where you're going to set up your insight tag, and then you can get all that rich data based on people who are visiting your website or landing pages. And you can also segment this to really get data on who exactly is landing on which landing page. So campaign performance is the main campaign manager screen over here, where you can have all these different hierarchies. Website demographics will give you all this information around your. It's going to give you all the data from your insight tag. So your insight tag is going to be going back and taking all this data from anyone who visits your landing pages or your website, and it's going to feed this back into LinkedIn. LinkedIn's going to then refer all this data back to its own to see if these people are on LinkedIn, and give you this data and segment it into really interesting ways. So the performance chart is, here you have both a performance chart and a demographic. So performance will show you how your ads are doing, the kind of conversions, the average click-through rate, total spend, that kind of stuff. Whereas the demographics, as mentioned, is like website demographics. It shows you all these different things. So that's really cool. Then you have account assets. So here we can install an insight tag, and there's a different class to do that. You can also do your conversions, which again is part of the class of insight tags. So you're going to have to create conversions for your insights, for your insight tag. So it's going to you're going to tell LinkedIn to just collect data on a certain page, so we can refer back to that and see who's converting on each page. Matched audiences, so you can upload a data base of people's spreadsheet, and it's going to match that to its own database. And then you have lead gen forms. This is really useful. Lead gen forms, here, if we click on lead gen forms, we can download our leads. So here's going to be where the form is, and it's going to show you how many people filled out the form. And here's where you can download the leads into a spreadsheet. So that's where you go to account assets, lead gen forms, and you'll get all your leads here, which is great. So with matched audiences, here is where you can upload that spreadsheet, and you can create lookalike audiences, for example. So this is really useful. This is really cool. So this is just an overview for the moment of the whole of Campaign Manager. If you click on your logo, it's just going to take you to the company page. Here's my company page. There you go. So that's the company page for Superlumen. And this we've been through. The question mark will just give you some information here, and here's some deeper campaign stuff. So you can sign out here, you can view my profile.
If you found that super useful, then please do subscribe. I'm going to be releasing a lot more videos around LinkedIn, and we're going to get really good at it. There's going to be loads of videos coming out every single week, or at least one a week, sorry. So definitely click on the subscribe button below. That would be a great help. So thanks a lot. See you soon.